this episode, we asked director Brian Phillips and his students about their 2022 program, Aurora Awakes. They share some thoughts on the music and visual components of their show and what makes participating in a competitive marching band so unique.
This particular program came to light through our design team. We knew we wanted to stay with something beautiful and traditional that's kind of our pocket, so to speak, for this group. And we've never really done something programmatic, so we wanted to tell the story of Sleeping Beauty through different musical selections, and things just started working. So we started with the Tchaikovsky original ballet, and we moved on to the Disney version from 1950s, and then added some recent John Mackey when he wrote Aurora Awakes, and then used some Prokofiev for the wedding scene, which doesn't really have a whole lot to do with Sleeping Beauty, but it works, it fits pretty well.
I don't have a favorite part of the show personally right now. I think it's going to come in a little bit later in our fourth part that we're going to put on in the next couple weeks, because there's some big moments in there where the brass have some big holds in there, and I think that'll be a lot of fun.
My favorite part of the show is it's near the beginning of part one. It's our first big loud moment, and it's where the color guard flags go up for the first time, and it's so mind-blowing every time I get to see it.
The thing I'm most excited about is that this is the very first year that Rockford is using a unique uniform. We typically have our all black and black uniform that we'll still use for pregame and maybe the Rose Parade when we're there this winter. But this year we have the color guard, which is basically going to be the character Aurora, and the band, the winds and drumline, will be the Prince.
The climax in part two, it's really creepy and super intense. I love it when baritones and the trumpets come in with their melodies. It's really cool.
I think my favorite part of the show right now is the ballad, because it just sounds so cool, and it fits the storyline that we have going so well, and it's just my favorite part of the show. Every time it gives me chills.
Yeah, currently, so in Color Guard, we we call it the fight scene at the end of part two, where the Auroras and the Maleficents fight. It's just really cool because you're working together with a partner and you're so close that you have to trust one another, and it looks great.
I think our biggest challenge is going to be right along the lines of that programmatic type of production. We've never done anything like that at this school. We've tried to create emotions and colors and ambiance, but never have we really told a story. And that definitely brings about its own challenges, from design, field presence, to musical selection. It's certainly been a challenge this year.
I really enjoy participating in a competitive marching band. I think it's just when you get to see all the other bands, it's like you get to learn new things that they're doing and just compare and contrast.
We always say that we try not to think about necessarily the scores when talking about competitive marching band stuff, because it's not really about going out there and like trying to top each other with other bands, because we all have camaraderie with each other, and it's nice to be able to go out there and just put on a good show and we all just support each other the whole way through. But I'm most looking forward to just going out there and putting the show out there for people to see and enjoy.
In terms of the competitive side of marching band, I think so many people misunderstand what that really is. They think it's competition, band versus band, and yeah, while you're being scored and you're being slated for placements and trophies and all that, it is the most supportive environment, really. My closest colleagues and friends have come from this activity. We enjoy going out there and learning as much as we can and getting great ideas from what other bands are doing. We bring in some of the best and brightest to adjudicate, and it's not so much about just slotting us in order. They give us some great feedback about how to grow our program and continue to grow this art.
You can catch Rockford's program, Aurora Awakes, at MCBA and BOA competitions across Michigan this fall. Or come out to Rockford on Saturday, September 17th for their invitational. Be sure to like and subscribe to keep up with all things band and orchestra in Michigan, and we'll see you on the field.